Hi, how's it going? I've done a live talking about all the ways I used to study um, my method, ways of doing the brain works better, ways of being efficient, and ways of don't get tired during your study or don't get angry sometimes. Sometimes some things doesn't happen as we like, as we would like them to happen, and sometimes we get angry. So I've told a little about the methods I use to study the Brazilian accent. And today I want to talk with you about the disciplines. Because the Brazilian accent improvisation is not one discipline, it's a lot of disciplines that we combine to create a way of playing with the language, using the details and using the accent, using a lot of important values to the Brazilian music. So let's talk about them. And the first one is to hear the Brazilian songs. When you hear, you are getting the experience of the language being played. And this is very interesting because in the different phases of your hearing, you're gonna realize different things. I have an interesting experience hearing a DVD of a Brazilian pianist that I heard it in different moments of my life, and I discovered all the times I was hearing again, I discovered new things. Sometimes were about rhythm, another phase I was hearing more about the voicings, another situation I was more accurate in pianist textures, and another moment I was hearing more melodies. So all of this form the universe of Brazilian music, and it's a process with a good amount of subjects. And hearing, you're gonna bring you this experience of the to hear the accent, and to know the players, to know the songs, to know it's a way to have the most better information you can have, because you have many genius artists playing Brazilian music. So it would start by that place. The second one, it's gaining repertory. Repertory you will bring you the language as itself. You don't have, at the beginning, you don't have so many choice. You're gonna choose one artist you want to play, interpret, and you're gonna have the contact with his melodies or her melodies, and then they are inside the language, they sound Brazilian, and you're gonna bring to your hands or to your breath, or for whatever instrument you play, you're gonna bring that to your hand, and this is the authentic material. And the repertory is interesting because it will gain more more details during your execution. This is an advantage that I think between that popular music has with the classical music, because you're gonna start playing something simple, playing with few notes, or sometimes simple harmonies, and during your musical experience you're gonna give more and more. You're gonna create new solutions to it. So repertory, I think it's essential before. Many people think it's just improvise, and I think repertoire comes first. You have to improvise about something, because it's like I'm improvising, for example, about I'm talking about Brazilian music and improvising, but that is a theme, and the same is done to music. I see here in Brazil, I don't know out of Brazil, but some classical musicians think that we just sit at the instrument and improvise, and it's not that. We improvise over something. And maybe there are kinds of jazz that you can improvise freely, but at the same, I think in the same way, they are improvised to get some goal, some sound they want to sound, some scale they want to explore, or some idea, some musical idea, or some reaction. It's not improvise with nothing on hand. So the repertory is gonna give you the initial themes to start working on your improvise. Another thing it's that I think it's essential, another discipline, it's ear training. I recommend you to develop your ears to get the sound that you have in your head. Like I said, you are hearing music. After that, you're gonna hear innerly. So, if you develop your ear training, you're gonna get next of the sound you are searching, and this is an awesome process. And I'm not talking about ear training classes in and making some I don't know. I had, when I studied ear training at a school, I had to do some written exercise, but I'm sorry. I'm telling about the ear training related to your playing. To think a sound and you can play, or to hear a sound and you can execute. This is very an ability that you can improve a lot. I have one interesting experience in ear training, and I'm still developing my ear training. All right. One important thing I would like to share with you is that I'm not ready. I don't consider myself ready. I'm always studying. I want to know more and more about the Brazilian accent, and that's why I created this channel, because it was a thing that I have more than 17 years that I searched Brazilian music for me to play, because I thought it was interesting. I got passionate by the sounds, the swing, and a lot of things relate some composers. But let's continue. Besides ear training, you have to study also the material that composes the tools that you use to improvise, like arpeggios, like scales, sometimes patterns, sometimes cliches, and this will compose your ability to play. You're gonna have your tools. You're gonna develop your capability of creating melodies, and sometimes depending on the instrument you can develop the ability of making harmonies also. But this is another subject important to studying at the Brazilian accent. And harmony also, I don't know if you are a classical musician, but if you are a beginner musician that wants to play Brazilian music, and harmony is very important. And to know the chords, to know how to form and to compose the chords, to read the chords on a lead sheet. This is very essential. And I'm not telling you have to do all of this at the same time, but you can practice. You can create some practice every day to take the main subjects that you need for your playing. And harmony is very important, because I had a student that told once that she thought that the music were just made by inspiration, and it has inspiration, but sometimes you want a sound, you know where is that sound. So this this depends of your knowledge of harmony or of melodies, of dream melodies. So this is important. That is also the technique part of your instrument also. This can be developed with sometimes repertory, or sometimes studying some difficult ideas, or you can create some challenges to yourself with your instrument. And like I told you, you don't need to resolve the no at the same time, but you can. I think the process to it is the process of seeding. You have to seed every day, to cultivate, to each day you put one block in your building, and some days after you have developed one music, the knowledge of that chords of that song, improvise sometimes in one chord, and you're joining everything. Other thing, it's important to say that's essential to Brazilian music. It's the rhythmical knowledge, and this rhythmic knowledge has many how do I forgot the word, that the onion has a lot of layers, different layers. We can think in the rhythm that of the style you are playing, and when we enter in a style, we talk about the percussion instruments, their behavior, the difference between high, mid, and low parts of the percussion. We think on the harmony instruments that can have a different behavior than the percussion, or sometimes they imitate the percussion. And one last rhythmic part important too, it's the melodic part that has in a lot of styles it has some rhythms, typical rhythms, and we can learn then with the melodies on the repertory. It's all connected, but as I say to my students, sometimes we have to develop them separately. It's like making gym, going to gym. You can that is not an exercise that can make all the body stronger. You can work sometimes combined parts, but it's not possible to work all the muscles at the same time. So you can do one exercise for your arms, you can do exercise for your center, you can do exercise for your legs and for shoulders and etc. And when you join in some sessions, then you're gonna feel the result in your body, and you can sometimes combine these abilities and do a run or a swimming, or combine more sports in one and try to use all the abilities. And I think the improvisation is like that. You are combining a lot of abilities, but you've worked on it, and you've worked separately to gain more strength of these disciplines. So this is so these are the I think I didn't forget anything, but these are the subjects, the disciplines that form the Brazilian accent improvisation. And this channel is dedicated for you to teach this. And every day I try to talk about a little of some of these subjects. I do some lives trying to show me studying to take this to develop these abilities on my playing, and that every day I'm trying to combine combine some of these abilities and playing for you. So I invite you all to follow this channel. If you have some doubts in the way of studying, or if you want to learn more of scales, of how to train your ear to improvise better, of how to improve your technique of improvising. Thanks Marcelo, thanks for your audience. You are very welcome. Here we have Marcelo, that is a great guitar player that plays very good the Brazilian accent of Minas Gerais that I've told in some lives before. I've told about the tambores de Minas, or drums of Minas. And if you want to know more about, every day I'm here talking with you, and one thing important that you've told me also, it's a little of Portuguese. If you have doubts in some terms of Portuguese, there are terms that has different meanings in different parts of Brazil, or some terms you can find at the translator. Just write for me. It will be a pleasure to make some vocabulary, musical vocabulary, to teach you. All right. So that's it. I hope I have helped you with this live. And every day I'm here doing, talking about the subjects related to the Brazilian accent improvisation, and it will be a pleasure to help you in this process. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow for more quick tips and lives. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.